What up? What up? We are here after another after another Golden State win. Golden Spaces. Seventh road win in a row. The Warriors just keep rolling. It got a little toit at the end, but Warriors pulled it out. 110-99 in MSG. Nat is at MSG right now covering the game, so be sure to go to her Twitter to look for whatever she's asking and all of the updates there. But good win, don't you think, Kariemah?
Yeah, Justin, I think it was a fantastic win. I mean, we're in MSG. We don't go there a lot during the season. So for us to go in there knowing that, the Knicks are a tough team, they've been playing well all season. So it was nice that Curry found his shot again, out of that little slump that he was having, but he was on fire. Just what? 11 rebounds in the game, but
Yeah.
just overall, this game was, I think, a really, really good win for the Dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Defense was
Defense.
solid because with the Knicks, they're gonna, play some really tough defense as well. And for us to match it and really kind of just like go beyond their defense,
Mm-hmm.
chef's kiss.
For sure. For sure. Held them under 100 points. They had 99. They didn't have a single 30-point quarter. That's good. I mean, no, there's no Julius Randle, obviously. There's no Mitchell Robinson. There's no OG Anunoby. But Jalen Brunson can fill them up with the best of them. Dante DiVincenzo has been one of the best shooters in the entire
Mhm.
league this year. And Josh Hart, is a capable scorer in certain points. So to hold them, and he got Bojan and Alec Burks. So to
Yep.
hold these guys to what they held them to is pretty impressive. Obviously Draymond Green is everywhere defensively, pretty much at all times. But Moses Moody put on a really good defensive performance tonight, pretty much shutting Jalen Brunson down for a majority of this game. And everybody, it was a collective effort. They all, were on a string defensively, and that's what you got to do on the road in a tough environment to get these type of wins, especially when Steph had it going and Kaminga had it going, but nobody else was really explosive in their scoring.
Right.
Klay hit 4 for 10 from three, which is pretty good, but he had a lot of like his shots inside the 3-point line go in and out, he couldn't
Yeah.
really get it going from inside the arc. So it took 16 shots to get his 16 points. But yeah, their defense won this game, like point blank, period. Their defense won this game.
Yeah, and shout out to Moses Moody because really he was the catalyst, I think, to he had the clamps on Brunson the entire time that he was on him.
Hmm.
And just key blocks, just everything kind of coming together, steals, like he was Moses was everywhere. If Brunson was going somewhere, guess who was also right there?
Right.
Moses.
Exactly.
Really frustrating Brunson, but you know, just just great.
And that's the thing with Moses. When people bring up his foot speed, I always just kind of scoff at it because you don't necessarily need all this foot speed to be able to guard guards. Like he has the same measurables as Draymond Green. He's 6'5", and he has like a 7'1" wingspan or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, even if he isn't as quick as somebody, his arms are there, right? For one. For two, he has really good footwork.
Right.
So he doesn't need to be the quickest guy. Like, he can guard guards, he can guard point of attack, he can guard some of the best scorers in the league and shut them down because of his instincts and his length and his IQ defensively. So thankful for Moses Moody that he's still there, right? Because
Mhm.
obviously Andrew Wiggins is going through what he's going through and he's no longer with the team at the moment. So having someone as good as Moses Moody to just be able to step up into that slot is a luxury that I don't think really any other team has in the league. Like I'm pretty confident that the Warriors have the deepest team in the league. And they show it night in and night out. So shout out to Moses Moody. We already talked about Steph. Shout out to him. He had 8 threes. I mean, there was the talk about him being like tired or whatever the case may be. MSG is going to get everybody kind of hyped up. So,
Right.
and that's a
Yeah.
historic place for him. Like he has multiple career-defining moments in that building. So it was only fitting that he had a great game there tonight.
Yeah, he had like 7 rebounds in the first quarter.
Yeah.
7. I mean, at first it was 8 and then they took back 1, who knows why, but,
Mhm.
7 rebounds in the first quarter. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Right?
Right. A lot of misses. That's what I'm saying. That's defense right there. A lot of misses from the Knicks that he's getting. He was energized, closing out the shooters and everything. So that was good. Jonathan Kuminga kind of really imposed his will on the interior. And
Mhm.
we were missing that. Like it was a while before he really did that. And he did it against this team. It's good to see. Hopefully he builds upon that and continues to go on this streak again of 20-point games, being dominant. And then defensively, he was active still. Like they all were like, this is probably one of their better defensive performances of the season.
I
Like I said,
agree.
99 points. JK had 2 steals and 2 blocks, 8 rebounds. So they were doing it. They were really doing it out there defensively.
He was that block on, Brunson that zipped
Yeah.
Brunson into the seats.
Mhm. He had some words for him afterwards.
He did.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Dario still got to find his shot. We're moving on to the bench now, but Dario still got to find his shot.
Right,
Uh,
and I think it's on the bench. I
yeah,
think that's where it is.
yeah, I agree.
He can collect it there. Mhm.
I agree for sure. Trace is still doing Trace things, changing shots, running the floor, finishing plays easy above the rim. Got to get his free throws in order, but
Oh, please get those free throws in order. Across the board from everyone, really.
yeah,
Not named Stephen Curry, who only went to the line once this game.
of
One
course,
time.
of course. But yeah, I mean, we still say the same things when it comes to their front line off the bench between Dario, Loon, and Trace. I would prefer 80% of the minutes that are given to Loon and Dario. Just give them all to Trace. We're just going to keep saying it. Give the rest to somebody else. Gary didn't really have it going tonight.
No. He but
Uh,
he came up with some crucial, blocks himself and steals. So, but this game, for some reason, he just wasn't as, dynamic, I would say.
right, right. And it is what it is. Like we
Mhm.
know he's gonna bring it every night, most nights.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, this is a good win. It's a good win. I mean, they held Dante and Josh Hart to 10 for
Mm,
38 from the
mm,
field. Brunson
mm,
11 for 25 from the field.
mm,
That's just locked
mm.
down. Bogdanovich 0 for 7.
Yeah,
Mm,
he was
clamped. Absolutely clamped.
Yeah.
Um,
And the minutes just distribution was really it's kinda a nice balance.
mhm,
Clearly all the starters were in the, plus. Did Moody have the highest plus minus, I think, out of the starters?
surely did.
He
He
look,
surely did. He's a
Moses
plus
still
23.
doing things. Moses still doing things. CP3, I thought he's still out there shooting
Mhm.
and making them. That's
Yeah,
really, good to see because, before he was a little gun shy, and then also when he did take them, misses, but now he actually looks re-energized. So whatever they put in that medicine to heal up that hand real quick, it's actually helped, I think.
for sure. For sure. A lot of times guys come back and from extended absence and obviously fresher legs and just being able to see things out there on the floor. And you're visualizing what you're going to be able to do when you come back. So I'm sure he was really locked in on the spots that he was going to be taking shots from. And then having gone through the extended period at the beginning of the season while he was playing, then he really knows like, all right, when I come back, I got to be able to hit this shot. I got to be able to do this and do that to really help this team win. So I'm sure he honed in on his shooting mechanics and getting that back in order and stuff like that. So another solid night from Christopher Paul, 11 points, 2 threes. They keep banging the drum of Chris Paul and Klay off the bench is just like some unprecedented thing, which it is, right? They are two
Well,
Hall of Famers. Like
right, it is.
that is two very good players coming off your bench. Having in the bench unit is going to have to deal with those two guys for the foreseeable future. And it's going to be even more like the bench was already an advantage for the Warriors, but now it's like even more of an advantage with those two guys coming in fresh. just kind of picking your second unit defense apart. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a little bit about Looney, even though he only played 10 minutes, which I think is fine. I just think those minutes that Dario was in really should have bled into Trace or just anyone else. Like it
yeah,
didn't have to be Dario at all. But Looney, even though I thought that he was playing well, yeah, sometimes it was kind of like, Looney, what are you doing? What are you doing
hmm,
here? But then he'd make up for it. So
yeah,
I don't think that this was an overall like horrendous game from Looney. I thought it was decent and
hmm,
still enough to kind of like keep us still leading and not, to where he was disastrous. But I think it was pretty good 10 minutes of Looney.
for sure, for sure. This is one of those matchups where it's better for him. It's like a slower, grinded out team, a lot of physicality, a lot of size on the interior. So yeah, this is what we've been asking for, right? Like when we play these type of teams, Loon can play more. But when you're playing these teams that are spreading you out, got a lot of shooting, a lot of speed, he probably is not going to be able to play out there. And with Dario, it's like if he's not hitting shots, he can't play really against anybody because he can't guard anybody.
Looney
um,
can't do jack at this point.
yeah, so Dario, we hoping you get it together, brother.
Yeah. Praying for
Uh,
you, Dario.
yeah. Uh, Andrew Wiggins, second game in a row, missed due to personal reasons. A lot of obviously mixed reactions to that throughout the fan base, throughout the media space. Some people are just kind of like, for lack of a better term, I guess annoyed
Mhm.
with it. Other people are more sympathetic and empathetic with what's going on because we don't know what's going on. It could be something extremely serious and negative that's going on in his life that he feels he needs to step away. It could be, it could be anything. So I don't think anyone really has the right to be able to say like anything negative about his absence. But what do you think about it? Because it is something at the end of the day that it he's one of the better players on the team. So if he's not there, it hurts the team, right?
Right. I think just like initially it's kind of triggering for the fan base really because as soon as we hear that, we harken back to last season and just that extended period of time of just the unknown. And
Mhm.
yes, it's like, no, you don't owe it to the fans or anything. If the team knows, which that's who you need to report to and everything, if they know and they have already signed off on it, then really, as fans, we should be accepting of that as well. However, I do get why it's just like, wait, please. That I hope it's not, going to be another one of those types of absences. It's only 2 games thus far. We're hoping that we see him in Toronto, and Kerr had a little bit better I would say explanation this time around when he was asked about it, like an excused absent. And we do anticipate him being back. We still don't know when, but we anticipate him returning. So this one kind of sounds a little bit lighter than last season's,
Mhm.
where it did seem like doom and gloom and really just we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So hopefully this time it's a shorter stint. And of course, whatever is going on with him personally, that everyone's okay and that
Mhm.
he's okay as well. So that's all we can hope for. If we get him back, we get him back, and we're gonna root hard for him. And if it happens to be that was the last that we saw of him this season, then we have to accept that and keep it moving.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, honestly. And I mean, at this point, the team, I wouldn't say they're used to having to play without him, but I mean, they're used to playing without people, period. Like just players missing in and out of the lineup, whatever the case may be, whether it be from suspensions, injuries, whatever. It's been one of those seasons. So really, it's been like ever since 2020, somebody's been missing for an extended stretch
Yeah.
every season. So they've been there, and they still have enough to make a nice stretch going into the playoffs, and wherever they end up there, I think ultimately will be wherever they're supposed to end up. And it is what it is. But looking at the standings, just kind of keeping track with that. With the win tonight, the Warriors go back in front of the Lakers. The Lakers had
Yeah.
won last night and leapfrogged them again. But they have one less loss than the Lakers. And the Lakers, I believe, are playing the Washington Wizards
Yes.
tonight. Their game hasn't started yet. But let's just hope the Wizards just bottle up whatever they had against us in those
Ooh,
little spurts and make it a
yeah.
full game against the Lakers and beat them.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That would
To
be awesome.
That would
And
be awesome.
and I would say that, the Wizards, they didn't have, as I call them, the Zards, they didn't have, like, just little moments. They were really kind of like extended moments that they played against us. So
Mhm.
it's kind of just like, hey, they might have some new, like, juice up in them after playing us and saying, "Look, we were kinda sticking in there. Let's go in because and get these old fuddy-duddy out of here. Like, let's
Yeah,
do this."
let's
So,
do it.
go Zards.
Kuzma against his former team, and you know,
Right?
against Dinwiddie, who he does not like. They don't like each other. So that would be great. That would be great. So what else do we got? We got a little bit of an article thing having to
Mm,
do with Klay Thompson and how his relationship has soured a little bit with Joe Lacob in terms of contract extension and all of this type of stuff that's been floating around. That's I mean, I guess that's a very inflammatory topic. Whenever you hear Clay in contract, people kind of lose their minds because everyone is just hell bent on thinking that he just wants the max and like he's only going to take the max and that's it.
mhm.
Which when in reality, everyone in the world knows he's not getting a max contract
Right,
from
right.
nobody,
Not a one.
not one. So it becomes a matter of how many years will he be offered? What
Mm,
exact number will he be offered for those years? And what team is willing to, send a better offer, whatever, right? Because at the end
right.
of the day, another team can send more money, but if you don't want to go there because it just doesn't make sense for his lifestyle or for his
Yeah,
career, why would he leave Golden State? That's why I don't think he's leaving Golden State. I think it's a very slim chance that he does. Um, but I mean, what do you think about that? Because Joe had literally just been talking about how him and Clay are, he's like another son figure or something to him, and
right.
he loves Clay, and he did say he anticipates a deal getting done. It's only a matter of time, and these things take time, and all of this stuff, which is similar to what he said about Steve, and ultimately that got done. So, what do you think is
I
there?
I think that that article was pretty, like, clickbait, just them putting
Yeah.
out that, little quote there, n not so much a quote, but just kind of like, "Oh, look, tensions are high, blah, blah, blah." I don't believe that. It's it's being worked on, that's why you have an agent, and it's a
Mhm.
negotiation. So, it's a give and take situation, and again, no team is offering Clay a max. And if they are, then it's just like, well, then so be it, because there would be no reason for the Warriors to even match that kind of
Mhm.
offer. That's not good business. Even if, Clay is, kind of like stitched into this dynasty. It's just like,
For
we're
sure.
not going to match that. That's completely ridiculous. We would not do that. So if you gotta go, then sorry, not sorry, but we're not gonna do that, especially coming off of we paid you when you got injured. You got that max. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, they didn't know he would be injured for a second time, but you still got that. And a team didn't have to do that. They could have just been like, whoa, 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 but they didn't do that. So it's kind of like I think they'll come to a happy medium. Clay will still be a warrior.
hmm Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's made plenty of money in his career. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him to like not go for
Right.
money, but I don't think money's an issue
Yeah.
necessarily for him. It's more so like you know, the principle of it, that type of thing. And I also think he just wants years security. I don't know if he wants like 5 years but I think he wants to be like, okay, you guys believe in me to finish my career out here because he also said he doesn't know if he wants to play until he's 40 something, which means
Right.
he only has, like
A few
four or
more
five more
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of looking like he's like, yo, just give me my last contract. I think that's kind of where he's at. Like,
Mhm.
and then he's probably going to retire at the end of that contract, which is crazy to be talking about. Like, we watched these guys grow up, so it's actually kind of sad. But yeah, I think he just wants his last contract and to ride off into the sunset with this franchise, and ultimately, I think he will do that. I think he will do that. Um,
Agreed.
Agreed.
Well, there was this other article that came out. Now, who's to say if there's any truth to it, but Otto Porter looking at two teams, and one
Hmm.
of them is not the Warriors. Huh. Celtics and Clippers. Did you not see that run across your timeline at all? That
I
was
didn't
the
see it.
latest that came out, and I would that I just hmm, interesting is what I'll say to that.
That is
What say
interesting.
you? What say
What's the
you,
source on that?
Justin?
What's the source on that?
I don't even know. It was just it's not somebody that normally I think see, but it kind of just was like in the mix there. Let me see if I could
Via the Athletic. Wow.
find it. And wait, it was The Athletic? No way.
That's what it said.
Because I subscribe to The Athletic.
Oh wait, no. Now I
Let
see
me
one that's
see.
coming from Evan Sittery, who is Forbes Sports. He's not the Athletic.
Okay, because I was like,
Um,
was The Athletic? I feel like I would have, but yeah, just that kind of like information. It was like, oh, really, Otto? This is what we doing? Okay.
yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I mean, that to me, that just screams that the Warriors aren't asking about him because why would he just
Mm.
choose those teams over the Warriors? I mean, unless he truly thinks that he can get another ring with those teams, which I mean, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
maybe. I mean, hey, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I, to me, it's like, Otto, you literally just won with us. And so you already feel like, nah, there's no space for you? Or because if you see Dario struggling like he is, I mean, I'd be like, sign me up. Because
Right,
I know Steve is going to play me in his spot. Like,
right.
I'm going to be out there.
Well, you looking at the Clippers, and it's like, where am I going to get
Right.
minutes from? Celtics, where am I going to get minutes? They just signed Xavier Tillman. I don't know where your minutes going to come from, but
But hey,
see, we will see. I mean, I know those other places don't have Rick Celebrini on their staff, brother. So you know Rick very well.
mhm.
Um,
And how long do we have to this buyout stuff is like
it's a good question.
complete, or I feel like there's a cutoff to where you can sign some people off the streets. But I feel like it's coming soon.
Yeah, I feel like it's coming soon too. We will double check that, but it's looking like it is very soon. I mean, I hope Otto chooses the Warriors if it's a choice. That would make a lot of sense for both sides. We already know how well he fits, and it would just add a little bit more depth to the roster, a little bit more versatility, some more length. That would be great, and just bring the good vibes back, man. Otto's a
Yeah,
good guy.
yeah.
He is a good guy. All right, the Warriors got the Raptors tomorrow night. Also, happy Leap Day to everybody. It's February
Oh,
29th.
leap day?
I think
Okay.
that's what it is.
I
National
mean,
Leap
that
Day.
is yeah, it's what it's called, I guess.
Yeah. They got the Raptors tomorrow night. That's going to be a tough game because it's a back-to-back. You're also going
Yeah.
to Toronto. I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to New York, but
Yeah, it's
still,
not that far.
yeah, still you're going in there back-to-back, down a man. Toronto has a lot of length and size, but I think if they defend the way they defended tonight, that's going to give you a chance to win. Like that's what the Warriors championship DNA is. Being able to lock you up, whether we're in our place, your place, don't really matter.
Right.
And that's what they got to do. I mean, they're led by Scotty Barnes, who's having a really good season, and they added RJ Barrett and all these guys, but these guys can't shoot. So, make them shoot threes. They're going to miss, get the rebound, come back down. Steph, hopefully, is still on a heater, back in
Right.
Toronto, his old stomping grounds, kind of where he grew up type of thing, or where he spent a portion of his childhood there.
Right.
And that'd be a great win because you got to go into Boston on Sunday, which I know they'll be energized for that because it's
Oh, for
Boston.
sure. For
But
sure.
yeah, you want to try to stack as many wins, like we said last pod, stack these wins. If you beat the brakes off Toronto, you go into Boston a little bit like, okay, we're playing with house money now.
Right.
So,
Right. And Toronto, they've got a lot of young kids, so they're going to be ripping and running and, just energy, energy, energy. And we're going to have to match that, but we also
mm,
need to be strategic about it, um, but still get a quality win out of it. Yeah,
mhm,
it's a back to back. So they're going to be anticipating that we're going to be tired and everything, especially with the defensive game we just played. So we just have to be on our P's and Q's and really snatch it from them.
yeah,
We can't give them any kind of light to where they feel like, "Oh, yeah, 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 we got them, we got them." So,
and this is, I mean, back to back against a young team. This is where your youth has to shine. Right, perfect time for Moses Moody to be in the rotation and playing in the starting lineup. This is his time to show like I need to like not come out of the rotation again. Like
right.
pretty much everybody's had their chance, right? Pajemski got his chance, and then he has not relinquished it since. Kaminga got his. This is Trace and Moses' time
Yeah.
to take a hold of a rotation spot and hold on to it for the remainder of the season and hopefully for the remainder of their careers as Warriors players. Right? They should just not be ever out of the rotation again as long as they're on the Warriors.
Right.
That would be great for them. And then, just keep it going as far as the older guys just finding rhythm, shooting, hitting their shots. As long as they hit their shots, I think they're good. Like Draymond hit your first quarter threes.
Right.
I don't know what it is about the second half. I guess it's whatever court he warms up on. He's hot, but hit your first quarter threes. Chris Paul keep making threes. Steph and Klay make your threes. And they should be
Right.
able to get a win because the Raptors will not be able to match the 3-point shooting. Knock on wood. Weird things happen when it's the Warriors, but
Right. And hopefully, we have a little bounce back game from Pods because tonight really wasn't his night, but he was still out there hustling no matter what.
yeah,
Got a little banged up here and there during the game too. So hopefully he's okay. And I'm sure he'll come with the right spirit tomorrow night as well.
yeah. Paz is a warrior. He's one of those guys where his value goes beyond shot making. So whenever ever makes shots, like it's a bonus. It's kind of like Andre. Like he's
Yeah.
just like a short white Andre.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I mean, it's crazy. Like we
Ginger.
were talking before about like how coming out of the draft, he's supposed to be shooter that can't defend, that can just Luke Kennard type of thing.
Right.
But he's shown that he's actually a lot more DiVincenzo than
Yeah.
Kennard, even though DiVincenzo has been shooting better than both of them this season. But yeah, like he's gonna hustle,
Both
he
of
can make the plays, both of
them.
them. He can pass, he can do all. He's like a Swiss Army knife. And once that jump shot and that touch around the rim gets to a level where he can go to it consistently and punish teams, then we're really cooking with like a truly game-changing player because he would have like pretty much no weaknesses at that point. So shout out to Paz. We're looking for a bounce back game tomorrow. The Raptors smoked y'all last time, so we need some revenge against them. They posted
Okay.
step up 50 times in a row that game, and nobody did anything about it. Draymond wasn't there, so hopefully that does not happen while Draymond is playing. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
anything else?
No, again, let's continue on this winning path. I'm not
For
going to call
sure.
it a streak. I'm going to say a path. Let's continue on this path and just, good things are coming for us. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
Yes. Same here. Let's keep it going. Without further ado, follow us on all of our socials. I'm not going to give the long spiel like I did the other day. Just follow us, interact with our posts, watch us on YouTube and all that good stuff. Leave a good review, and we will see you guys on the next one. Well, we'll see you guys after the Celtics game.
Right. Adios.
Adios.